Hey guys, this is Bob, Bob's Automotive here. Just wanted to reach out to y'all today to go over something that we've seen on a customer's car that we see quite a bit in the shop, unfortunately. What we have is original concern was a no start condition or start with a running rough concern. What we see quite a bit is work that is done improperly could quite possibly cause additional issues. So as we can see, these terminals on this vehicle that she said the gentleman helped her with, the positive cable is still laying here and taped up right next to the PCM. If this were to arc over, it will kill the computer to the car, as well as this is a hot wire. So if it arcs to anything that is a ground, the car could catch on fire. We will find out here in a second how all this is connected, but this is not proper and could be a very big hazard. So I can actually hear the arc whenever I move this battery terminal, or the battery cables rather. So I think they created a new problem on top of the original problem when doing this. The only way to know for sure, open it up and correct this if it's necessary. Oh wow. It's not even connected on this back side. That wire is not even connected. So literally it's just a tape kind of holding it together. I don't want to cut the wires, but I need to get this clump of tape off of here. See how this is put together? See, now it's arcing whenever I touch that. Before, that wasn't touching unless I move this wire. So if I touch this, hear it? See how much not connected that was? There is proper tests that you do with voltmeters, voltage drop, trying to figure out, do you have a bad wire or not? Now these particular wires on this vehicle, you replace as an assembly with a terminal. They are not meant to be serviced separately with these aftermarket terminals. So let's see what this other side's gonna reveal to us. So I would say it's gonna be the same situation. It's a very loose, not solid feeling connection thus far, possibly the tape holding it together. And I don't have a lot of room in this factory harness, so I'm going to have to cut away without damaging the wiring, possibly, this tape. Where'd the stud go? The stud's even missing. The hold down stud to tighten the terminal. We took that off. Look. I'm a little scared and worried about what I'm about to see on this. Wow. And by the way, this electrical tape on wires this size, pulling this much amperage, is not a good insulator. This was a fire hazard. Oh my God, what is this? Okay. Okay, this is almost hard to believe. A piece of wire was used, and they just cut the insulation back on this wire and wrapped it around that wire. It's not connected, it's just touching. And literally, just by untwisting this big mess of wire. Oh, that is trying to kill somebody. Okay. Now we still have our wire intact, now exposed. That must be replaced. Now we have another wire that is a power wire, I'm assuming going down to the starter. That must be traced, taken off. The vehicle must be put back to normal condition, so that way we can do the proper diagnostic to find out what happened to begin with. Then we'll worry about correcting all these concerns. It's incredible. All right, so we're gonna lift up this vehicle. We're gonna remove this wire from the starter, hook it back up the correct way so we can run our proper tests. We'll have to correct this, at least with proper eyelets, in order to use that for now until we can eliminate what the original problem was on this vehicle. That way we can get this took care of. So we got to correct this battery connection issue, and then we can figure out what actually happened. All right, so coming down to the starter, the process of redoing the wiring, we have more tape. Not sure why. Apparently this gentleman thought electrical tape can hold a vehicle together, kind of like hopes and dreams. I usually wouldn't talk bad, but this is getting a little bit ridiculous. That's not even funny anymore. Oh, okay. So might have found out the reason. Let me get this off. Okay, so everything's looking okay, but he's got two wires going to the starter now. And this connector here appears to be missing something. Okay, the starter is actually broken. He broke the hole down on the wire on the starter. Probably putting his cable on right here. That is the wrong cable. So we're gonna take this off, remove this cable, get it out of the way, put this one back on, and then the car is back to pre-repair with just a starter replacement. Okay. Here's our original car wire. There is our aftermarket. We're gonna replace this. We're missing our lock washer for the starter. We have transmission fluid leaking somewhere. We'll get to that later. Okay, now we'll plug this back in, and that will have to be replaced in order for this to stay put, but for now it's plugged in and we can start testing. Okay, so now we got the starter corrected. We got our negative battery terminal, at least some good connections. The positive will need to be changed from where they stripped off the insulation here, as well as they are missing the tightening screw for this terminal. So I just took a brake line clamp, that way I can at least get some tension on this positive terminal. Now we can try to start the car and see what actually was going on before this was messed with when the starter was initially replaced. Okay, we got 188,000 miles on it. Okay, we got a click and nothing else. Once again, we got a click and nothing else. Okay, well, that sums up the battery terminal fiasco for now. Okay, got the voltmeter hooked up, going from battery terminal to the positive leg, which is just a straight wire, battery to starter. And that should tell us our voltage drop. 12.5 volts of drop. We have a broken wire. So, unknown if the original starter actually needed to be replaced. But we definitely have a bad wire. So, luckily they already damaged this. It had to be replaced anyway. So, we're going to recommend to replace the main battery cable, positive cable, and see if the car will start and go from there.